For 2,000 years, people have looked up at the night sky and asked the same question. What was the Star of Bethlehem? Matthew's Gospel tells us the Magi saw his star rising in the east. They followed it to Jerusalem, then to Bethlehem, where it stopped over the place where the child was. Matthew 2 verse 9. That's all we get. No description of its brightness. No explanation of its nature. Just a star that rose, moved, and stopped. Astronomers have been chasing this mystery for centuries. Johannes Kepler, the brilliant mathematician who discovered the laws of planetary motion, spent years trying to identify it. Modern scientists have run computer simulations, rewinding the night sky to the years around Jesus' birth, searching for celestial events that might explain what the Magi saw. The theories are fascinating. Some suggest a comet. Comets were considered omens in the ancient world, harbingers of significant events. Chinese astronomers recorded a comet in 5 BC that remained visible for 70 days. Could that have been the star? Others point to a supernova, an exploding star that blazes suddenly in the darkness. Korean and Chinese records mention a guest star, around 4 BC, that appeared and lingered for weeks. The most popular scientific theory involves a planetary conjunction. In 7 BC, Jupiter and Saturn aligned 3 times in the constellation Pisces. Jupiter was known as the king planet. Saturn was associated with the Jewish people. Pisces represented the land of Israel. To trained astronomers like the Magi, this triple conjunction would have screamed, "A king is coming to Israel." But here's what puzzles me. None of these explanations account for a star that moves and stops over a specific house. Matthew 2 verse 9 says the star went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. Comets don't do that. Planets don't do that. Supernovas definitely don't do that. So what did the Magi actually see? Let me take you back to the prophecy that started it all. Numbers 2400 hours 17. A pagan prophet named Balaam, hired to curse Israel, instead delivers a blessing. And in that blessing, he speaks words that would echo through centuries. A star will come out of Jacob. A scepter will rise out of Israel. A star, a king, from the Jewish people. If Daniel passed this prophecy to the Magi, and given his position as their chief, he almost certainly did, they would have been watching the skies for generations. These weren't casual stargazers. The Magi kept meticulous records. Babylonian clay tablets from this era contain detailed astronomical observations spanning centuries. They tracked planetary movements, predicted eclipses, and noted every unusual celestial event. When something appeared in the sky around 7 to 6 BC, they would have noticed immediately. Here's what I find compelling about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction theory. In 7 BC, Jupiter and Saturn came together 3 times in the constellation Pisces, in May, September, and December. This triple conjunction was rare. It hadn't happened in Pisces for nearly 800 years. To the Magi, this would have been loaded with meaning. Jupiter represented kingship. Saturn was linked to the Jewish people in ancient astrological traditions. Pisces was associated with the land of Israel and the end times. 3 conjunctions meant emphasis, a cosmic exclamation point. But here's where the natural explanations fall short. Matthew 2 verse 9 describes the star with unusual language. It went ahead of them and stopped over the place where the child was. The Greek word for stopped is histemi. It means to stand, to be fixed in place. Matthew seems to be describing something that moved with purpose and then halted at a specific location. Planets don't guide travelers to houses. Conjunctions don't hover over doorways. Some scholars suggest this was the Shekinah glory, the visible presence of God that led Israel through the wilderness as a pillar of fire. Others propose an angelic manifestation, a supernatural light appearing as a star. Whatever it was, the Magi recognized it, and they followed. Here's what I've come to believe about the Star of Bethlehem. Maybe it was both. Perhaps God orchestrated a natural astronomical event, a conjunction, a comet, a nova, to catch the attention of the Magi. They were astronomers, after all. They spoke the language of the stars. A celestial sign would have been the perfect invitation for them. But when they arrived in Jerusalem and needed specific guidance to Bethlehem, perhaps the supernatural took over. A light that moved, a presence that led. The Shekinah glory, guiding Gentile seekers to the Jewish Messiah, just as it had once guided Israel through the wilderness. I love that God met the Magi where they were. He spoke their language. He used their expertise. These Persian priests had spent their lives studying the heavens, and God wrote a message in the sky just for them. Matthew 2 verse 10 captures their response. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. The Greek phrase there is literally, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. This wasn't mild satisfaction. This was overwhelming elation. After months of travel, after the confusion in Jerusalem, after Herod's unsettling questions, they saw the star again, and they knew they were on the right path. They followed the light, and they found the light of the world. John's Gospel would later record Jesus saying, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." John 8 verse 12. The Magi were the first to demonstrate this truth. They followed a light in the sky and discovered the light that would illuminate all nations. Now, the Magi weren't the only ones who received a supernatural announcement that night. While Persian scholars followed a star across the desert, a group of shepherds on a Judean hillside received visitors of a different kind. Angels, an army of them, and a message that would change everything. That's where we're headed next.